What's up everyone, this is Tyler, and this is your second trick of 5AMA. This is called 360-720. It looks like this. This trick is called 360-720 because you're making a single rotation, so a full rotation around is 360 degrees, and then two full rotations around is 720 degrees. It's kind of the opposite of how windmill worked, where we were starting the yo-yo very close to our non-throw hand. With 360, you're going to give yourself a lot of room. I like to start with my hands about level here, so that way you have all this room to catch the yo-yo. And then again, swinging your non-throw hand in this clockwise direction, dropping the counterweight from your non-throw hand, recatching your counterweight, and then binding your yo-yo. You want to try to make like a big rotation, so that way it's much easier to catch with your throw hand, catch the counterweight, and it also makes it a lot easier to rotate with your non-throw hand. You're really focusing on your non-throw hand index finger here. Once you release the counterweight, it's almost like your brain wants to move your non-throw hand to keep that counterweight moving. So if you just drop it, that's gonna happen. And obviously as a yo-yo player, you know your yo-yo is gonna hit the ground. Not what you want to happen. You'll want to rotate your non-throw hand in a clockwise motion. And like I said, we're gonna make a big dramatic swoop with this again. And instead of like focusing on where my non-throw hand would hit this string ordinarily, you're gonna kind of just draw a big circle with your non-throw hand, okay? You might even get your knees into it a little bit to try to match the momentum of the yo-yo, make it a little bit easier to swing around, okay? Some players just immediately go into it like that during their freestyle, which is awesome. And once you become more experienced or you perfect the 720, you'll learn how the mechanics of pushing your finger against the string work and continuing to keep that momentum moving. But for the 360, like I said, you want to make this big, dramatic, like lofty lobbing motion. Like if you're lobbing a ball to someone, like when you're first learning to play catch, you're not throwing it super hard at them as fast as you can. You're just trying to give them as much opportunity as they can to catch the ball. And it's the same kind of idea with doing the 360. Just throw it up and then recatch the counterweight back in your hand. For 720, you're gonna throw a trapeze, and instead of making one rotation like a 360, you're going to be making two rotations. This requires you to use your non-throw hand a lot more in that clockwise motion to keep the momentum of the counterweight moving. This isn't really a trick where you're waiting for the counterweight like you are with the 360, as much as, like I said, you're using your non-throw hand index finger to push against the string that's connected to the counterweight, and you try to make two rotations as quickly as you can. If you do it too slow, it's gonna fall off, your counterweight is gonna come around slow, it's gonna be really difficult to catch. So you try to make those rotations a lot quicker, and they're smaller circles. With the 360, like I said, it's a big lobbing motion, like a big loose, like you're trying to make as big of a rotation you can. With the 720, you're keeping these rotations small. So watch again, just two small rotations, and then you're recatching the counterweight, just like that. For 720, I like to position my non-throw hand about halfway between my counterweight and my yo-yo. This gives you the proper amount of momentum to keep your counterweight moving without giving it too much and causing it to fly off of your trapeze mount, or giving it too little and it falls behind. Another tip that I give everyone with 720 is you want to almost keep your yo-yo and your counterweight in a straight line. You should be pushing your non-throw hand quick enough so that your yo-yo and your counterweight maintain this straight line. But again, if you do this trick properly and it maintains that straight line, that will give your counterweight enough momentum and your yo-yo enough motion to keep all the parts together. Like windmill, if you're having problems catching the counterweight, you can do this string method where you're just grabbing the string and then adjusting and bringing the counterweight back to your hand. It's always a great way to kind of grasp how the mechanics of the trick work. Altogether, 360-720 looks like this.